Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Distro Hopper, called the Distro Hopper and the Cliffs of Manjaro. This YouTube channel is aimed at gamers who are stuck on Windows that would like to see how easy it is to change. So I'll be switching to different Linux distributions. Distro hopping, for those who do not know, is the act of just reinstalling your PC on a whim to try out a new version of Linux. It's really fun. It's a good hobby to have. I will be installing a fresh install of Manjaro, which, as far as I'm aware, got their name from Kilimanjaro, so today it would be mountain themed. First off, if you have not seen the pre-flight checklist, the previous video, the pilot episode for the series, then I would advise you to do so now. To start off with the installation, you grab your installation media prepared as per the previous video, stick it in your device, press whatever button you need to press, F12, delete or whatever, to get to boot from that ISO file. And also make sure on some of the newer PCs you might need to disable secure boot. With that in mind, let's start this installation. You will see this PC is connected to the Ethernet. I am gonna click on the install there, but you can actually, if you want to go to a Wi-Fi connection, you just put that in there, easy enough. You'll see that I'm in a German speaking country. I'm not going to do that, I'm going to do English. But you can set your system language, you can set your keyboard layout, in this case the Austrian version with no dead keys. I am going to erase the disk. Give it a name. And this is now a chance to quickly pause and discuss this section here. This is quite important. First off, if you put in a password now on the first bunch, you'll have to put that password in at the start of each startup, which is kind of annoying. That's like Windows. If you do not want that, if you live in a house like I do with people that you trust, then you don't need to do that. Just choose a admin password. If you want, you can have both of them to be the same. I will not recommend that, or I will not do that myself. I will also at this point just say that you can automatically log in without the need of a password. I'm actually going to disable that to show something off, but I would advise you to do that because it's just so much easier. Moving on, I do not need an Office suite on this specific install. And everything looks good, so let's go. Good, and at around about 5 minutes in, the system is installed. Click on the restart now, remove the installation medium, and Bob's your uncle. Good, and we're back. So let's start off with, you can read this documentation if you want. I'm going to skip that for this install. I will go straight to add and remove software. This is Manjaro's very own little software or app center, and pretty much everything you need you can find through there. I will also, in the description or on the screen, I will add a couple of hints for the terminal if you do need to actually use the terminal. On KDE it's called console, but we're going to try and avoid that for now. So we'll start off with an install of Steam and Heroic Games Launcher. These will cover the basis of most of the stuff that you want to actually install. Click apply, and that's going. When you first launch Steam on a new system, it takes a little bit of time to sort itself out, but after that it's good. Let's launch this and see if it can go. In the meantime, we'll also go for Heroic. Heroic Games Launcher is a very, very useful tool for GOG and so forth. As today is a mountain theme, we'll start off with Peak. Brilliant game if you've not tried it yet. Because we're going to climb the mountain of Manjaro. While this is installing, I'll quickly go and show off the Heroic Games Launcher. Like I said, this is how you'd run GOG or Epic Game Stores games. I've not extensively tested it because mainly I play on Steam, but I've played a couple of games on GOG or Epic both, and I have not really had any problems with that. So you go in there, you do your login, also have your libraries and everything, and it's pretty simple and easy to use. While we're waiting for that to go ahead, I'll quickly just go through some Linux settings. First off, you got your quick settings here, which is your things like your general theming, automatic, and so forth. You can select whether you click on something and it opens them or selects them and so forth. It's not really much there of interest, at least. But what starts getting interesting for me is when you go to your keyboard, and at the top there you got your keyboard bindings. I personally like having caps lock disabled. The reason for that is with caps locks disabled, and I'm going to have to force this, you can't write this sentence like this anymore. That's impossible. So pretty much as a gamer, you don't need that, or I don't need caps lock. You can use caps lock still as a general button within your game itself, but when it comes to typing, it's not going to flip over the case. Good, so that's your keyboard settings. Touchscreen, if you've got a touch screen, you can change that there. Multimedia, etc. For me, a very important one to go to is first off your wallpaper. You can set that as you want. Get your own one in there, it's your PC. Colors and themes. Breeze Dark is one of my favorites, but Breath is also pretty good. You've got the ability to get some new ones if you want, pretty much. A little bit. But with the different theming, you can have it look like a Mac, look and feel like a Mac. So there's that. What I will also go to is the login screen, SDDM. If you made the, in quotations, mistake that I made earlier by not having the clicking that it's auto login, you go to your behavior over here and you can change it there. Don't need to worry about that. Say apply, and you will not need to put in a password anymore. What's also good to know is that you've got this little problem here, different desktops and stuff, or rather something that's in there, but I don't personally find it very useful, so I like to disable that. It is under display and monitor. If I can find that quickly, display and monitor, screen edges, that one is enabled. Say no action, or you can say lock screen, K runner, whatever you want. It is it's your PC, dude. You do with it what you want. Apply, and you see that's gone. Another thing that's also pretty cool, and while we're on the subject, and while we've got a little bit of time left, is that you can also do whatever you want with your taskbars, so, or your panels. So you go on panel configuration, right click panel configuration, and you can set new ones, or you can say add a panel. If you've got a second monitor, you go on the second monitor and you can put that panel where you want. Default panel is what I would advise, and if you want, there you've got your default panel. Just click off it and you'll see this one is independent from the previous one. We can also change the icon of it, just as an example, put it to that and apply, and now you see this one is different from the bottom one. You can move it about, you can remove stuff from there or add stuff onto it. So on your second monitor you can have everything you want to your desire. If you want to get rid of it, just go to the panel configuration, delete the panel, and it's gone. I'll look through the settings if there's anything else that's worth talking about. Probably the auto start. If you've got any apps that you want to start up with the system, as an example, I've got a mouse that has macros that I want to start off right at the start. You just go to there, add it, application. You can even have it just go refer to the exe and it would start it up. You can even tell it when to start up. I'm not going to show that in a minute, but you could say it starts up at 30 seconds or directly. Good, so it seems we're ready to play our first game. Click on play, and you can then just choose whether or not to use Vulkan shaders, DirectX 12 or 11. I go for Vulkan all the time because it's the Linux specific shader compilation setup. It always do this the first time you start a game, and you can skip it, but it's worth just waiting the minute or two. Good, and we're off. So Peak is a climbing game. It is absolutely brilliant. It's a good little bit of fun with friends, and it's climbing or mountain themed, so which is also pretty good. See, it works. I've had at this stage, or I have 1.5 years of experience of Linux. I've had at the start quite a bit of problems, but Linux has been improving really rapidly. I would say even quicker than Windows goes to shit, to be honest. And most of the problems I used to have are gone. When it comes to playing games, pretty much all your games are gonna run straight off the bat like this. There are one or two things that I can show, which is you will every now and then have a problem, maybe. I don't know. I've had 4 or 5 times which I had to just switch stuff up a little bit. I'll show you what I'm talking about. But as you can see, it just runs. There's one other thing I want to talk about and just show off at least is you will see there are applications at the bottom running with a microphone speaker on the side. If you click on that speaker, you can mute individual programs in KDE. That's really cool. More to it, the reason why I'm showing this off is because you might click that accidentally and then your sound's gone and you don't know why. Just go and check if there's a red stripe through there. Good. To show off the fix to a lot of stuff that might give you problems, it's really easy. You go to the Steam settings, or to program settings, sorry, properties, and you just under compatibility options you force a specific hotfix or Proton variant. Proton is the translation layer that Steam uses, or that to run the games on Linux. It's absolutely mind-bogglingly fantastic, but sometimes there's an older version, or sometimes the newer version breaks things, so you just switch back to an older version. It'll quickly download it and then you're sorted, good to go. I've not really had problems. I think I play a lot of different games, but I think I've had like 5 games where I've had real problems, and 4 of them I had to do this, and then it's sorted. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.